Good morning, friends. How are you? Hope all is well. I will be reading Study Article 9, Cherish God's Gift of Life, coming from Acts 17, verse 28. For by him we have life and move and exist, even as some of your own poets have said, for we are also his children. Preview. This article will help us build our appreciation for God's gift of life. We will see what specific steps we can take to protect our health and life when a disaster strikes, as well as to minimize the potential for harmful accidents. We will also discuss what we must do to be prepared for a medical emergency. Question 1. How valuable is our life to Jehovah? Imagine that a friend gave you a very old but priceless painting, a masterpiece. It has some discoloration, stains, and cracks. Despite the imperfections, the painting is valued at millions of dollars. Surely you would appreciate and protect that piece of art. Similarly, Jehovah has given us a valuable gift, the gift of life. In fact, Jehovah shows how much he values our life by giving his Son as a ransom for us. John 3, verse 16. For God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son, so that everyone exercising faith in him might not be destroyed, but have everlasting life. Question 2. As indicated at 2 Corinthians 7 verse 1, what does Jehovah expect from us? Jehovah is the source of life. Psalm 36 verse 9, with you is the source of life. By your light we can see light. The Apostle Paul acknowledged this truth when he said, by him we have life and move and exist. Acts 17 verse 25 and 28. Nor is he served by human hands as if he needed anything, because he himself gives to all people life and breath and all things. For by him we have life and move and exist, even as some of your own poets have said, for we are also his children. So we can appropriately refer to our life as a gift from God. He lovingly provides us with what we need to stay alive. Acts 14, 15, verse 15 through 17. Man, why are you doing these things? We too are humans having the same infirmities as you have, and we are declaring the good news to you, for you to turn from these vain things to the living God, who made the heaven and the earth and the sea and all the things in them. In past generations, he permitted all the nations to go on in their ways. Although he did not leave himself without witness, in that he did good, giving you rains from heaven and fruitful seasons, satisfying you with food and filling your hearts with gladness. But Jehovah does not preserve our lives miraculously. Rather, he expects us to care for our physical and spiritual health to the best of our ability. 2 Corinthians 7 verse 1. Therefore, since we have these promises, beloved ones, Let us cleanse ourselves of every defilement of flesh and spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of God. Why should we protect our health and life, and how can we do so? Value the gift of life. Question 3. What is one reason why we should try to stay healthy? One reason why we should try to stay healthy is that we can serve Jehovah to the best of our ability. Mark 12, verse 30. And you must love Jehovah your God with your whole heart, and with your whole soul, and with your whole mind, and with your whole strength. We desire to present our bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. So we avoid choosing to do things that we know will harm our health. Romans 12, verse 1. Therefore, I appeal to you, by the compassions of God, brothers, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, a sacred service with your power of reason. Granted, there is only so much that we can do to stay in good health, but we do what we can, because we want to show our Heavenly Father that we appreciate the gift of life. Question 4. What did King David want to do? King David explained why he cherished God's gift of life when he wrote, "What profit is there in my death, in my going down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it tell of your faithfulness?" Psalm 30, verse 9. David may have written those words toward the end of his life, but he was determined to stay alive and well as long as possible, so that he could praise Jehovah. No doubt, all of us have the same determination. Question 5. No matter how old or how sick we are, what can we do? Sickness and old age may prevent us from doing many of the things we once did. As a result, we may feel frustrated and sad, but never should we give up and neglect our health. Why not? Because no matter how old or how sick we are, we can still praise Jehovah, as did King David. How touching it is to realize that our God treasures us despite our being imperfect. Matthew 10, verse 29 through 31. 2 sparrows sell for a coin of small value, do they not? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground without your Father's knowledge. But even the hairs of your head are all numbered. So have no fear, you are worth more than many sparrows. Even if we were to die, he would long to resurrect us. Job 14, verse 14 and 15. If a man dies, can he live again? I will wait all the days of my compulsory service until my relief comes. You will call, and I will answer you. You will long for the work of your hands. While we are alive, we want to do what we can to protect our health and life. Avoid harmful habits. Question 6. What does Jehovah expect from us concerning our eating and drinking habits? Although the Bible is not a healthcare book or a dietary manual, it does reveal Jehovah's thinking in these areas. For example, he exhorts us to ward off harmful things that could damage our body. If Ecclesiastes 11, verse 10. So remove troublesome things from your heart, and ward off harmful things from your body. For youth and the prime of life are futility. Gluttony and drunkenness, both life-threatening, are condemned in the Bible. Proverbs 23, verse 20. Do not be among those who drink too much wine, among those who gorge themselves on meat. Jehovah expects us to exercise self-control when deciding what and how much to eat and drink. 1 Corinthians 6, verse 12. All things are lawful for me, but not all things are advantageous. All things are lawful for me, but I will not let myself be controlled by anything. 1 Corinthians 9, verse 25. Now everyone competing in a contest exercises self-control in all things. Of course, they do it to receive a crown that can perish, but we, one that does not perish. Question 7. How does the counsel found at Proverbs 2, verse 11 help us make good decisions about our health? We can make decisions that show deep appreciation for God's gift of life by using our thinking ability. Psalm 119, verse 99 and 100. I have more insight than all my teachers, because I ponder over your reminders. I act with more understanding than older men, because I observe your orders. Proverbs 2, verse 11. Thinking ability will keep watch over you, and discernment will safeguard you. For instance, we show good judgment in what we eat. If we like a certain food, but know that it makes us sick, common sense moves us to avoid eating it. We also prove that we are sound in mind when we get sufficient sleep, exercise regularly, maintain a good routine of personal hygiene, and keep our home clean. Be safety conscious. What does the Bible reveal about God's thinking on the matter of personal safety? Jehovah's law to the nation of Israel included guidelines that would help prevent serious accidents from occurring at home and at work. Deuteronomy 21, verses 28 and 29. If a bull gores a man or a woman, and that one dies, the bull must be stoned to death, and its meat is not to be eaten. But the owner of the bull is free from punishment. But if a bull was in the habit of goring, and its owner has been warned, but he would not keep it under guard, and it killed a man or a woman, the bull is to be stoned, and its owner is also to be put to death. Deuteronomy 22, verse 28. Deuteronomy 22, verse 8. If you build a new house, you must also make a parapet for your roof, so that you may not bring blood guilt on your house because of someone falling from it. Fatal accidents had serious consequences for unintentional manslayers. Deuteronomy 19, verse 4 and 5. Now this is what should take place regarding the manslayer, who may flee there in order to live. When he strikes his fellow man unintentionally, and he did not previously hate him, as when he goes with his fellow man into the forest to gather wood, and he raises his hand to cut the tree with the axe, but the axe flies off the handle and hits his fellow man, and he dies, the manslayer should flee to one of these cities to live. The law required that even those who unintentionally harmed an unborn child be punished. Exodus 21, verse 22 and 23. If men struggle with each other and they hurt a pregnant woman and she gives birth prematurely, but no fatality results, the offender must pay the damages imposed on him by the husband of the woman, but he must pay it through the judges. But if a fatality does occur, then you must give life for life. The scriptures make it clear that Jehovah wants us to be safety conscious. Question 9. What precautions can we take to avoid accidents? We show that we appreciate God's gift of life by taking safety measures at home and at work. For example, we dispose of sharp objects, toxic chemicals, or medicines in a safe way, and we keep such items out of the reach of young children. We are cautious when handling open flames, hot liquids, and power tools, not leaving them unattended. We do not drive a car while our judgment is impaired by medication, alcohol, or lack of sleep. And we do not allow ourselves to be distracted by using a handheld device while driving. When calamity strikes. Question 10. What can we do before and during a life-threatening calamity? At times, we are not able to prevent life-threatening events. This is especially true of natural disasters, epidemics, and violent conflicts. However, when such calamities strike, we can try to reduce risks and improve our likelihood of survival by obeying curfews, evacuation orders, and emergency restrictions. Romans 13, verse 1. Let every person be in subjection to the superior authorities, for there is no authority except by God. The existing authorities stand placed in their relative positions by God. Romans 13, verse 5 and 7 through 7. There is therefore compelling reason for you to be in subjection, not only on account of that wrath, but also on account of your conscience. That is why you are also paying taxes, for they are God's public servants, constantly serving this very purpose. Render to all their dues. To the one who calls for the tax. To the one who calls for the tribute. To the one who calls for fear, such fear. To the one who calls for honor, such honor. Some threats can be anticipated, so we do well to follow any guidelines issued by the local authorities to help us prepare for a disaster. For instance, we may find it practical to store a supply of water and non-perishable food and a basic first aid kit. Question 11. When threatened by a contagious disease, what should we be willing to do? What should we do if a contagious disease is spreading where we live. We should obey emergency regulations, such as those regarding washing our hands, social distancing, wearing a mask, and quarantining. Our diligence in these areas shows how deeply we appreciate God's gift of life. Question 12. How does the principle found at Proverbs 14 verse 15 helps us to be selective when it comes to information that circulates during a calamity? During emergencies, inaccurate information may circulate among friends, among neighbors, and in the media. Rather than believe every word we hear, we do well to listen to the most reliable governmental and medical sources available. Proverbs 14, verse 15. The naive person believes every word, but the shrewd one ponders each step. The governing body and the branch offices make every effort to obtain accurate information before giving directions regarding congregation meetings and the preaching work. Hebrews 13, verse 17. Be obedient to those who are taking the lead among you, and be submissive, for they are keeping watch over you as those who will render an account, so that they may do this with joy and not with sighing, for this would be damaging for you. By being cooperative, we protect ourselves and others from harm. We may also enhance the congregation's reputation in the community. 1 Peter 2, verse 12. Maintain your conduct fine among the nations, so that when they accuse you of being wrongdoers, they may be eyewitnesses of your fine works, and as a result, glorify God in the day of his inspection. Prepare to abstain from blood. Question 13. How do we show that we cherish God's gift of life when it comes to the issue of blood? Jehovah's Witnesses are well known for their respect for the sacredness of blood. We obey Jehovah's law regarding blood by refusing to accept a blood transfusion, even during a medical emergency. Acts 15, verse 28 and 29. For the Holy Spirit and we ourselves have favored adding no further burden to you except these necessary things: to keep abstaining from things sacrificed to idols, from blood, from what is strangled, and from sexual immorality. If you carefully keep yourselves from these things, you will prosper. Good health to you. However, that does not mean that we want to die. On the contrary, we cherish God's gift of life. We seek the help of medical professionals who are willing to provide high quality care that does not involve a blood transfusion. Question 14. How can we reduce the likelihood of needing a serious medical procedure? We can reduce the likelihood of needing a serious medical procedure by following the health suggestions mentioned earlier in this article. The healthier we are, the more resilient we will be, and after any surgery that we must undergo. Wait, let me read 14 again, please. We can reduce the likelihood of needing a serious medical procedure by following the health suggestions mentioned earlier in this article. The healthier we are, the more resilient we will be during and after any surgery that we must undergo. We can also reduce the risk of needing an emergency surgery by removing safety hazards at home and at work and by strictly obeying traffic laws. Okay. Question 15. A. Why is it important that we carry a current, durable power of attorney? B. As shown in the video, how can we make informed decisions about the medical use of blood? Because we appreciate the gift of life, we fill out a durable power of attorney, advanced healthcare directive, and carry it with us at all times. By means of this document, we express our wishes regarding blood transfusions and some medical treatments. Is your durable power of attorney current? If you need to fill out or update one, do not procrastinate. Clearly expressing our wishes in writing will help to avoid causing unnecessary delays in our treatment. We will also help the medical staff avoid any misunderstandings that can harm us. Question 16. What can we do if we are unsure about how to fill out a durable power of attorney? Regardless of how young or how healthy we are all susceptible to accidents and sickness. Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11. I have seen something further under the sun, that the swift do not always win the race, nor do the mighty win the battle, nor do the wise always have the food, nor do the intelligent always have the riches, nor do those with knowledge always have success, because time and unexpected events overtake them all. Therefore, it would certainly be wise to fill out a durable power of attorney. If you are unsure about how to fill out this document, ask your local elders to help you. They strive to be familiar with how to fill out the document, but they will not make medical decisions for you. That is your responsibility. Galatians 6, verse 4 and 5. But let each one examine his own actions, and then he will have cause for rejoicing in regard to himself alone, and not in comparison with the other person. For each one will carry his own load. They can, however, help you to understand your options and to express your wishes in writing. Be reasonable. How can we show that we are reasonable about health matters? Many of the choices we make regarding our health and medical treatment are rightly determined by our Bible-trained conscience. Acts 24, verse 16. Because of this, I always strive to maintain a clear conscience before God and man. 1 Timothy 3, verse 9. Holding the sacred secret of the faith with a clean conscience. When making decisions and discussing them with others, we do well to apply the principle recorded at Philippians 4, verse 5. Let your reasonableness become known to all men. The Lord is near. When we are reasonable, we do not become overly concerned with our physical health, nor do we pressure others into adopting our viewpoint. We love and respect our brothers and sisters, even if the decisions they make are different from ours. Romans 14, verse 10 through 12. But why do you judge your brother? Or why do you also look down on your brother? For we will all stand before the judgment seat of God. For it is written, As surely as I live, says Jehovah, to me every knee will bend, and every tongue will make open acknowledgement to God. So then, each of us will render an account for himself to God. Question 18. How can we show our gratitude for the gift of life? We show our gratitude to Jehovah, the source of life, by safeguarding our life and by giving him our best. Revelation 4, verse 11. You are worthy, Jehovah our God, to receive the glory and the honor and the power, because you created all things, and because of your will they came into existence and were created. For now we must deal with sicknesses and calamities, but this is not the life our Creator intended for us. Soon he will give us everlasting life without pain and death. Revelation 21, verse 4. And he will wipe out every tear from their eyes, and death will be no more. Neither will mourning, nor outcry, nor pain be any more. The former things have passed away. In the meantime, how good it is to be alive and to serve our loving Heavenly Father, Jehovah. How would you answer? Why should we value our life? What are some ways in which we can show that we value our life? How can we show that we are reasonable about health matters? All right, friends. Thank you very much for listening. May Jehovah bless you. I love you. But remember, Jehovah and Jesus Christ loves you more. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.